Good morning. This is Dawn Koufakis. I'm a certified life coach and author of Drawing Your Line, Setting Boundaries Step by Step. Today, I wanted to send out a loving message to all those who are homebound, which nowadays is the majority of us. And there are many reasons to worry and ponder what could happen, what is happening, but there's also opportunity right now to reframe your thinking so that you can take advantage of the time that you have to be at home, to learn new things, to share time, to rediscover things that you have put away and were waiting for extra time to be able to do. Now's the time. So the more we shift our thinking away from fear and worry and into possibility and focusing on the time that we have, the relationships that we have, and new ways of reaching out and having positive interaction, and number one, taking care of ourselves, the better off we'll be during this time. So I have put together 5 great tips for caregivers, for people who are homebound, whether you are alone or with loved ones, in an apartment with roommates, whatever your circumstance. This might be 5 tips that can shift your thinking into a more positive way of being and while reminding ourselves of the many things we need to do to maintain our healthy status and to make sure that those around us remain healthy as well, to the best of our ability. So with that, I will begin. I will be referring to my notes because it's kind of hard to remember all of these things that I need to share with you. So number 1, protect your health. That's number 1. If you're presently healthy, stay that way. Be vigilant about following the advice of experts. Stay hydrated. Wash your hands. Before touching anything that you might ingest, wash your hands. When you use the restroom, wash your hands. Upon re-entering the home, wash your hands. If you spend time outside in nature, when you enter the home, wash your hands. It is really one of the best things we can do right now because we know how viruses spread. And so maintaining watching and being careful about what goes into your mouth, your nose, your eyes, keeping your hands off of your face, but really concentrating on keeping your hands clean and sanitized is really going to help. And if you find your hands getting dirty from all of the cleaning, that's why God made lotion. So use a little. Number 2, be aware of your underlying emotional state. This is very important. I was telling a friend the other day that about 5 days ago, I recall waking up first thing in the morning, and before my consciousness kicked in fully, I was in that state of, twilight between consciousness and sleep. And I felt a sense of surrealness. I felt a sense of not quite dread, but a sense of things not being what they should be and not in a good way. And then, my consciousness kicked in. And what I felt immediately was that, we're in this thing, this bubble right now of being hyper aware of what is lurking out in the world and how it is affecting people. And we don't know what that looks like because it's invisible and it is frightening. There's no 2 ways about it. There's no way you cannot be worried, frightened. It is the human experience and response to something like this. But here's the key. You really do have to pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're feeling in a time like this more than ever, because your thoughts and feelings can compound and take you down a very deep and dark spiral. And it can affect your mental health, and your mental health can affect your overall health. So avoid watching too much of the news. Watch the evening news. These guys have many sources that they gather information from. They give it to you concisely and honestly to the best of their ability. I trust them. And I believe that it is really all you need, a recap of the day to update what you know, what you need to know. Find a trusted news source. If the 5 o'clock news, evening news is not what you enjoy or the time of day you want to plug in, find that one source and let it be your information place, but do not spend all day pondering the numbers and the deaths and the stories, because I promise you it will impact your well-being. Fear, anger, confusion, a lack of trust, loss of control, and your loss of freedom are all things that over time can create a low-grade depression. It can make you feel like you have no control over your life. It can make you feel like you are completely disconnected from the life you know and the people that you care about, and even the way you make your living. So all of these things can start to create within you a sense of sorrow, a sense of anger, a sense of fear. This is all human response. There's nothing wrong with it. The majority of us are all feeling this. So don't beat yourself up about it. Here's what I'm saying. You need to find a way to combat it, because if you let it be and you don't focus on it, it will turn into something that will last beyond this crisis. And this crisis will be over. This too shall pass. This is temporary. The goal is to get through it as physically healthy and as emotionally healthy as we all can. So if you feel any of these things, it's normal, but if you do, here are some ways that you can combat those feelings and thoughts. Commit to emotional resetting. Emotional resetting, number 3. These are ways to emotionally reset. Have several activities in your emotional toolkit to shift your outlook and your mood. Listen to music that makes you smile and or want to dance. 2 things will happen. You'll start to feel better. Music has this magical medicinal ability to shift your mood, especially when you listen to music you love that makes you feel good. And especially music that will make you want to get up and move your body, which is also healthy, to get those juices flowing, to get some exercise, to get the heart pumping. These are things that keep your mind and body strong, and you need them. Listen to music that makes you smile. Go to YouTube. It has it all. Here's just some suggestions that I would have to get your juices flowing. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Try to sit down. We Are Family by Sister Sledge. You can't sit down on that one either. Twist and Shout by the Beatles, a oldie but a goodie. Nothing But Blue Skies by Sarah Vaughan. Love Shack by the B-52s, one of my favorites. And Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. That's a sweet one and a good one. Let's see. Learn to Zoom and schedule regular time to visit with your family and your friends. I learned how to Zoom. Yes, I did. I took a tutorial last week and I've shifted a lot of my classes online, and it makes all the difference. It feels like you're in the room with people. That's how effective it is. And it's so necessary to have that sense of connection. So if you feel disconnected from your family and your friends, your work buddies, Zoom is a great avenue to reconnect. So check it out, ZOOM. Take regular outdoor time to walk and take it all in. The weather is still nice and nature is free. So go outside every day if you can. If the weather permits, take a walk. Even if it's 10 minutes, it will shift your mood. It will put you in a better place. There's always things to take in that make you smile. Look at all the beautiful flowers blooming. Look at the way the blue skies and the sun hits those trees and creates all those different layers of green and blue and red and pink and yellow. And look for butterflies. See how many you can count when you're out in nature, you know? There's so many things. Check out all the birds. Make note of how many different birds you got to see. You might not know the names of all of them, but you can describe them. Count the squirrels. The squirrels are never sad. The squirrels enjoy life no matter what. See how many squirrels will cross your path when you're taking your nature walk. Challenge yourself to a fitness regimen, maybe online. Schedule yourself for yoga twice a week. There are a multitude of online free yoga classes. Meditation, practice meditation 3 times a week. There are a multitude online of guided meditations that you can listen to and follow. This is going to be something that's not just healthy for your body because of the breathing and because of the calming exercises, but it's also good for your overall health. It gets your body and mind working together on a higher level. Keep a journal. Store notes from your homebound time on your cell or in a notebook. You always have the notebook and the notepad in your cell phone that you can jot things down. I do a lot of writing, and that's my go-to place if I have a great idea, if I need to be reminded of something, but also to take daily notes of your thinking and your planning and your response. It might just be a paragraph a day, but it's a great way to debrief and to also keep a heightened mental awareness of what you're thinking and feeling from day to day. It helps you to take inventory, and it helps you to know that it's time to do something to shift if you're sinking into a negativity. So it's a great way to, and if you can, I keep a gratitude journal. So even though I might record what is happening and it might be negative responses, thoughts and feelings, I always put a positive spin on the end, and I'll say something and I'll jot down one positive thing from the day that I thought or felt or experienced. And that will shift my mood after I've released myself of the negative things that were in my day. Writing them down is a debrief. It's a way of taking it outside of yourself and putting it somewhere so it doesn't stay trapped inside of you. And then close with something positive that you can walk away with. Let's see, next. So that was number 3, shifting your mood. Number 4, be willing to let it all go. Let it go. If you need to listen to that song, do it too. It's a great song, and it says it all. Let it go. Give yourself permission to take regular breaks. Institute a more carefree attitude, right? You don't have to do everything perfectly, except guarding your health and the health of those that you are responsible for. But in terms of doing everything in the house, making sure everything is clean, making sure you have to do, make time to do nothing. Allow yourself at least 3 times a day to say, you know what, I'll get to that later. I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll get to that next week. If it's not hurting anyone, let it go. Don't let things get under your skin. So if you're in close quarters, there's a good chance that if you're living with others, no matter how much you love them, there will be times that you find yourself getting irritated. It's human. We're not used to being all up under each other all day long. But if you can find a spot that is yours and a request that the others in your house find a spot that is theirs that they can go to when they need to unplug, and set a rule in the house that when you start to feel irritable, Instead of responding to the irritability by taking it out on somebody you love and potentially damaging your relationship in this quiet, short time of our lives, go to your quiet place. Listen to music, read a book, unplug, take a nap, call somebody that you like speaking to, Zoom somebody you want to talk to that you know will lighten your mood. Do what you need to put yourself in time out so that you can let it go. Let it go. Most things that are going to irritate you right now do not matter in the long run. So let it go. And know that this too shall pass. This is just a temporary state of being. Okay? And number 5, be kind and compassionate to yourself and to others. Very important. We rarely practice self-compassion, and we should. Self-compassion means treating yourself the way you would treat others in a difficult time. And we should all be doing that right now. So repeat this phrase whenever you feel stressed. We are doing the best that we can under the present circumstances. We are doing the best that we can under the present circumstances. Say that to yourself and say that to others. And the ones who love you and who are close to you, ask them to learn how to repeat that phrase as well. In difficult times, in stressful times, say those words, and they will be a reminder to you and to the people you love that we are doing the best we can in difficult circumstances. And I send peace and health and love to you in this time and to the ones you love. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and know that this too shall pass.